everyone, and welcome back to the Calvin Tobin Show. I am your host, Calvin Tobin. Today we have a lot to talk about, so let's get right into it. Alright, there have been a lot of deals being made, and some of them are record-breaking, and a couple of them are worth over $200 million. But before I get into that, I'm about to tell you something really interesting, and that is Dennis Schroeder was offered a 4-year, $84 million contract and would have been paid $21 million a year, and he says no to that contract and then ends up signing a 1-year deal worth up to nearly $6 million, $5.9 million to be exact, with the Boston Celtics. Now, with this, I've never seen a player get screwed over in money, or at least him fumbling the bag so hard. I've never seen a player do this, because you went from being one of the highest paid players on the Lakers squad to one of the lowest paid players all over the entire league. Like, how do you do that? You also said no to a potential first NBA title for yourself, Dennis Schroeder, and you go to a Boston Celtic team who can't get past the Eastern Conference Finals, yet they are a very, very talented team. But now the three biggest players on the Boston Celtics are going to be Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and Dennis Schroeder, because the Boston Celtics just lost Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier, and it's going to be a completely different year, type of year for the Boston Celtics. Dennis Schroeder messed up and made a bad mistake for himself. But now, let's talk about some of these record-breaking deals. And the first one is Josh Allen signing a 6-year, $258 million contract with $150 million guaranteed. Now with that is also the most in NFL history for any player. Now with that, you're thinking, wait, hold up. It's not Dak Prescott. It's not Patrick Mahomes. It's actually not, because Dak Prescott has over 120, but just about the 120 million guaranteed, and Patrick Mahomes has 141 million guaranteed. Now, it seems a bit conspicuous on how Patrick Mahomes is not the highest guaranteed because of that $500 million contract that he signed. But he could get a lot more, because 141 was guaranteed, but he still has got that entire 10 years to cover for himself. But with Josh Allen, the way his contract works is that he's actually going to get paid $43 million a year, which is very close to Patrick Mahomes' $45 million a year. And Josh Allen is worth every dime for what he has done for Buffalo so far, and how much he has improved his playing ability and the way he has transformed the Buffalo Bills into a potential Super Bowl contender team. And the last time that happened was in the 90s, of when they went to 4 straight Super Bowls and sadly lost all 4. But with that, Josh Allen could not be more happy and pissed off at the same time in this situation. One, on the happy part, he gets paid all that money and is set for life. But on the pissed off part, he could not want more redemption against Patrick Mahomes this year. And the same thing with Stephon Diggs, because we all know what Stephon Diggs did in the AFC Championship when he watched the Chiefs celebrate winning the AFC Championship, going back for a second consecutive Super Bowl. Now, the next biggest contract is Luka Doncic signing a 5-year, $207 million contract. Got the exact same contract as Trae Young. But in this case, I do think that Trae Young should have been paid a little bit less, while at the same time, Luka Doncic being paid a little bit more, not by much more, is because Luka Doncic is such a special player, and he is definitely, in my opinion, I say for a bold prediction, he's going to win about 3, maybe 4 MVPs in his entire NBA career. And but if he stays with Dallas, he is probably going to only win 1, possibly 2 championships with them. But if he goes to the right team at the right time, depending on how the teams are in whatever situation the teams are, if he ever gets traded, he has a chance to win multiple championships throughout his career, because he is way, way too special to not win one. And I have another bold prediction about Trae Young. When it's all said and done, I say that he will be better than Damian Lillard and James Harden. Both those guys are phenoms and outstanding players, but when it's all said and done, I say he will be better and be looked at better than those 2 players. Alright, and the next highest contract is Kevin Durant's 4-year, $198 million contract, and he's also another player who is looking to get that redemption, especially coming into this year. Hopefully everybody can stay healthy instead of him having to do all the work and score almost every single point that he possibly can for the team, and nobody else, or unfortunately nobody else, is good enough to be able to help him out other than James Harden and Kyrie Irving to hoist him over and into that NBA title. Now, the final contract, and it's also a record-breaking contract, is Darius Leonard has signed a 5-year, $98.5 million contract and is now the highest paid linebacker in NFL history. It was Fred Warner for a little bit when he signed his 5-year, $95 million contract, but now it's Darius Leonard, and he deserves every single dollar coming his way, because he is a superstar in the making. If not, he already is one, as a fantastic linebacker. Alright, now I actually have some sad news, and this is going to hurt every Florida State fan there possibly is who truly know who this guy is. Florida alumni, day ones, super fans of Florida State. And it's legendary head coach Bobby Bowden has passed away at 91 years old. Now, let me give you some feedback for the people who don't know who Bobby Bowden is. This guy put Florida State on the map. He made them relevant. He's the one that turned them into a national football team sensation. And what he did for Florida State is he coached them for 34 years, got 2 national championships out of it, but over his career, he did get 377 total victories, which is in second place all time, right behind Joe Paterno with 400 total wins. He's also a 2-time national champion in 1983 and 1999. He also was inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame in 2006. And if all what I said wasn't enough, based on the Hall of Fame for college football, it is 10 to 15 times harder to get into the College Football Hall of Fame than possibly any other sport that has a Hall of Fame, along with baseball, hockey, and NFL football. Because when it comes to the College Football Hall of Fame, you have to be so differently built and such a different breed in college football. You almost have to be that guy that is going to be remembered for 40 plus years to come, or possibly, if you're that good, it could be 100 plus years if you are an absolute true legend. But other than that, rest in peace, Bobby Bowden. And now, if you guys haven't heard already, in the baseball world, for the Chicago White Sox, their guy, Eloy Jimenez, has came back and has played for 11 games so far, and he has been on a roll. Because since he's been back, he's got 11 hits, 14 RBIs, and 5 home runs, along with, I believe, 6 or 7 runs. And that's over the course of 11 games. But over the last 3 games, he got a majority of what he has now, because he was injured for 5 to 6 months with a ruptured pectoral tendon, and now is able to play in his 11 games in, like I said. And what he's done over the last 3 games, and this is showing that the White Sox just got even scarier, and is going to be a very scary team to face when it comes playoff time or just for the rest of the season, because Eloy Jimenez for the last 3 games has got 10 RBIs, 5 runs, 4 hits, and 4 home runs. This guy is unbelievable right now. Because Eloy Jimenez, he is acting like he is a different breed as well, because he just boosted the White Sox a hell of a lot higher. Their elevation level of what they could now do this year, especially going into the playoffs, just went from, if it was on a scale of 1 to 10, it just went from 5 to 10 of how much scarier this White Sox team is going to be come the rest of the year and the playoffs. Alright, that's the end of the Calvin Tobin Show. Please subscribe to my channel at the Calvin Tobin Show so you don't miss out on any sports media, and follow me on Instagram at Calvin Tobin Show so you don't miss out on any sports news whatsoever. And